Hello everybody. Today our module for discussion is customer handling skills. Well friends, customers are the lifeblood of any business. Customers are like guests and they are like God, and you have to treat them in a very nice and a polite manner. Everything depends on the way you handle your customers today. So let's get started on this particular module. What we will cover in our session today is we will understand what customer handling skills are. We will also identify and analyze customer needs and customers' problems, recognize the most important or rather common reasons why customers complain in our world today, steps to calm and upset customer, techniques to cultivate and maintain special customer relationships, understanding the different kind and types of customers. Well, that's in store for us today, and let's get started immediately. Well friends, what exactly do we mean by customer handling skills? If we have to define it, let's see what it is. Well, customers, as we mentioned, are the vital part of any business cycle, and it's important to understand that we need to understand what the customer needs and what the customer requires, fulfilling their requirements and understanding their needs, and having regular, frequent interaction with our customers to understand what they exactly require. Well, the best kind of service is when you promise less and deliver more. It really excites and wows a customer if you tell them that we will give them less but you do more for them. So expectation exceeds their particular kind of interaction with them. Why is it important to handle customers? Certain areas and certain things which will help you to understand that. Well, customer handling helps to have better customer retention. We are able to retain our customers in today's time of extreme competitiveness. One bad service and your customers can go out of hand and go to your competitor. So it's important because it helps you to retain your customers better. Obviously, you will have a top of mind recall. Whenever you do something for your customers, they always remember you by having a top of mind recall. Customers become loyal to you, and that's very important in our competitive environment today. Better price negotiation because they know that you are going to give them better prices. It improves repeat business. As we understood, having repeat business is very essential. So not having a customer just one time, but having a customer for lifetime really makes a lot of difference. And last but not the least, having good word of mouth publicity, which is absolutely free of cost. You don't have to really invest anything in that. Word of mouth publicity is the best kind of publicity, my dear friends. Well, what do the customers actually want out of you? What do they expect out of you? Let's understand. Customers don't expect you to get the stars and moons for them. Customers have very small expectation, and if we fulfill these expectations, we put them on cloud number 9. So, customers expect you to greet them. That's the basic anybody would want you to do. So, good greeting, a warm greeting. They also want you to value them. Everybody likes to be valued, and even our customers love it when you value them. They need you to help them out. Whenever they are stuck in any kind of situation, people really like if they have helpful people around, people who can help them without any selfish interest. Customers want you to listen to them. That's the basic anybody would want. People, it's important to listen to your customers. They want you to invite him back as much as you can, and if it is possible, and give them a lot of attention. That's something that customers want. And friends, these are not very big things that they expect. These are very little and small things which can be done easily without any kind of additional cost. Well, certain service competencies that we are looking at, what exactly the customers have set expectations. Well, communication should be good with customer. Any kind of communication you're having, either through email or through phone or face-to-face communication, they need you to be competent in that particular regard. Customers have a lot of sensitivity and they want us to have a lot of sensibility around them. So be sensitive to their needs, their requirement, little things that they might need out of you. Decisiveness, make sure that you are good in your decision making power and also prompt in your decision making. Good energy, good enthusiasm. Nobody likes listening to a dull noise or dull voice early in the morning when they call you, would they? So have good energy and good enthusiasm. Be flexible as a person or as an organization. It's important to be flexible to your customers. So don't have very rigid rules and regulations. Have flexibility in your way of dealing with your customers. And it's important to have regular follow-up. When you have sold a product or a service to a customer, that is not the end of the story. Always follow up with a phone call or a message and ask them if they were happy with that particular product or service. Well, attitude is very important in a customer service department, and attitude, my friends, I would say is not a department, but it is a kind of a thing that you need to have within you. Nobody can teach you service. It's something which is an attitude which you need to have. So what exactly is the checklist for attitude? You need to enjoy helping people. People who are dealing in any kind of customer handling or customer service need people to help them around. So you need to have the behavior or attitude of generally helping people. Handling people well, you should be good around people and handle them well. Be understanding with your terms and terminologies and give them equal and fair treatment. Always be just to your customers. Well friends, these are again not very big things, but attitude is something which is the most important part in any customer handling skills that we've spoken about. What exactly affects the quality of service in customer handling skills? We need to be sure that there are certain things we need to keep in mind. We need to have good reliability. As a company, as a business who's dealing with customer and handling customers, it's important to show that your product or service is reliable. Nobody likes dealing with people who are unreliable and untrustworthy. So that's why reliability is of importance. Confidence, the customer needs to be confident of your product and service, and for that, my dear friends, you need to be confident about your product or service. Good responsiveness, good efficiency. A customer needs to understand that you are efficient as an organization who's dealing with customers or handling customers. You need to show efficiency and a lot of confidence, and you need to be consistent. Very important to understand, folks, that today, if you are doing something for your customers, after 2 months or after 2 years, you should be doing the same for them. Consistency is very important in today's time. There are certain things when you are handling customers you really need to avoid, and I would really want you to pay attention on what are the things we need to avoid. Saying something like, I don't know, without handling or without even giving an option to a customer. If you say something like a no, it's considered to be very rude and negative in a customer handling skill. So important is to understand, even have to say no to somebody, say it in a not a rude manner but a polite manner and offering an option or a suggestion. Saying you don't know where a colleague is, if a customer tells you or asks you for your colleague, don't say something like, you know what, I don't know where he is. Offer him an alternative or ask him to take a seat while you look for your colleague. Leaving people on hold for a long time. If somebody has called you and if you have to transfer the call to a person, don't put them on hold and forget about them. Always be prompt in your service. Ignoring people if you are very busy, and that happens at peak season and peak time when you have too much of work. You tend to avoid people if you are busy. Treating people unequally. Please treat people with a lot of fair and justness and don't treat them unequally. It's not good to do that. Certain common excuses when you don't really feel like giving a good service to your customer. Certain things which you need to take care are, I don't have enough time. These are excuses that you might give to a customer or to a colleague. You don't want to treat a customer well because you don't have time. I don't get paid a good salary, so why should I handle my customer well? Every customer is totally bonkers today, and that's something that you might just tell yourself to calm yourself. You don't want to handle your customer well because you feel that customers today have completely lost it. I can't deal with people who don't show me any respect. Well, customer service or customer handling is not a very great business at times. You meet people, customers who are coming to you might come with a lot of difficultness. So it's important to not lose your patience. Even if they are not giving you respect, you need to give them respect. If you're having a bad day, so that can be an excuse by saying, I don't want to handle a customer because I'm having a bad day. How can we do a good job if the other departments don't provide us with the backup we need? So you might be lack on resources, people, money, or any kind of resources, and that could be an excuse. So friends, what I'm trying to tell you right now is do not give excuses. All of these excuses might be something that you want to tell, but please restrain from telling these excuses to your customer. We are now going to get into different kind of customers and how to deal with these different types of customers. Well, no two customers are the same in the world today, and everyone is different from each other. We need to understand how to handle them with a lot of care. So dealing with difficult behavior, let's understand what difficult behavior and difficult customers are. Certain things we need to keep in mind are most customers are very calm and pleasant. Nobody is really rude or bad from the very beginning. There are times when a customer becomes upset, angry and demanding, and these are only certain times, not always. These difficult situations can be extremely tricky and stressful at times, but we need to keep our patience even in those times. You cannot really control your customer's behavior, can you? But you can control your responses to their behavior, and that is something that is completely in your control. You can develop the skills required to handle difficult situations and customers. Trust me, it's not too difficult to do that. Difficult situations can affect your attitude and your interactions with your customers. Well, we are just trying to say that difficult customers, yes, they are very stressful, but with certain tips and tricks, you can handle them better. So how do you win over your difficult customers? Certain tips to help you in that. Get focused. Whenever you have a customer who's very difficult with you, just try and get all your focus together on the task and the problem of the customer. Let the customer speak, vent out as much as they want to. That will really empty them out. Listen while they are talking. You need to really listen to them. Leave everything. Do not be on your phone, surrounded by technology, looking here and there. No, nothing. Just listen to your customers. Acknowledge and empathize with your customer. Begin trying to solve their problem. Yes, the solution is important, the problem is not important. So try getting a solution for their problem. These are certain things which will help you to really win over your difficult customers. These kind of customers, the talkative customers, are quite entertaining because they love to talk. They can go on talking and talking, but trust me, you don't want to get into an argument with them, or you don't want to start a conversation which will go on for 1 or 2 hours, which can waste your time and energy on them, which will prevent you to going back to other customers. So for talkative customers, as they love to talk, you should try and brief your interaction with them. Try not to give them too many details, because once they get details, they want more and more details. You need to be polite and friendly with them, but at the same time, try to limit the use of long pauses. The moment they get a long pause, they will interrupt and they will start talking. So try and limit your response. That's how you will handle a talkative customer. Well, the angry customer is really angry, and the best way to handle an angry customer is let them vent out. Let them speak. Do not interrupt them. Do not try to ask them too many questions, because that can make them really go flare up. And it's important with an angry customer to not take anything that they say in a personal manner. They are not blaming you, they are blaming the company or the organization. So do not take anything personally if they are saying something to you. Well, an angry customer, you have to make sure that you give them a seat to sit down and take them away from an area where other people cannot hear them. That's how you will handle an angry customer. This kind of customer, the know-it-all, they're very knowledgeable. They know about each and everything that's there in the market. They know the brands. They know everything about the product and service. Well, it's important to compliment them on their kind of knowledge and always have a nice smile on your face when you're talking to them. Do not ever challenge their knowledge, because that can really make them flare up. Their ego is very important for them. So you need to massage that ego by talking to them in a polite manner and keep letting them talk, because they love to share their knowledge. This kind of a customer, the indecisive customer, is somebody who is not really sure whether he wants to say a yes, a no or a maybe, and hence it's very important with these kind of customers to understand you need to give them a lot of time to decide what they want. Do not hurry them, do not make it an impulse for them to take a decision quickly. Be calm, be patient and let them take their own sweet time to make their decisions. But yes, friends, it's important to provide them with all the information so that they can take a decision in a right manner. Well, the suspicious customer is somebody you really want to stay away from because they are very suspicious and they want to take each and everything to a very large extent. They are like your CID customers. They want to keep questioning you and keep asking you interrogative questions. With suspicious customer, you need to again keep very calm and patient and do not try to get into too many of arguments with them. Try and solve the problem and they will have a lot of questions. You need to answer those questions in a pleasant and a friendly manner. That's how you will deal with a suspicious customer. Do not lose your patience with them. Well friends, that was all on customer handling skills. Well, we hope that you have enjoyed watching this video and enjoyed learning about the different kind of customers and different ways of handling them. We have had a lovely time teaching you this module. Do like us and do share your feedback with us. Thank you very much.